So what's going on YouTube, man? It's 5:34 in the morning. Been up for about 30 minutes now. Somewhere around there, birds are chirping. You guys should try to just join me sometime in the morning. One thing I've learned about waking up in the morning time is that a lot of times you get your day started before anyone else even attempts to do it. So you don't have to spend a lot of times on things when you can just, when you wake up early, you have more hours in the day. So you can, like I can practice my Arabic, my Spanish, my college courses, you know, different things. So think about it. Now let me get back into what I was talking about yesterday. Now the reason why I posed that video yesterday, put that video out there, was because I just wanted to see what people were thinking when it came to ideas. I just wanted to see where people were coming from. And I found out a lot of things. I found out one answer I've heard of a lot is a lot of you guys said, well, in America there's just too much red tape. Now keep in mind, because you know, you said, well, you know, that's not, people were saying, no, it's not regulation. Regulation in America is different than other countries. Other countries you can just start up anything. Now let me give you an example. Now keep in mind that these people from other countries are ready to come into this red tape. See, and I've made a video about this in the past, is that we as Americans have lost our smell. If we had so much red tape, what is attracting these people to come to the U.S.? And I'll tell you why. Because Americans are consumers. A lot of the times we don't like to come up with the ideas, we just like to buy it. We just like to buy the product that someone came up with. The famous knife, you know, the best clothes, the this, that, and this, that. We just like to buy them. But even with all that red tape, there's still a lot of opportunity in the U.S. I'll give you an example. Every time I go somewhere, I see it. Like right now, I'm in Miami. And one of the questions, I'm always asking people about money, about questions of ideas and things of that nature. So I get in the cab, boom, get in the cab. And I start looking around, looking at the cab and things. I just start having conversations with the drivers. It's the first thing I ask them all the time. Do you own this cab? Now, what do you think a lot of those guys say? A lot of them say this. No. It is entirely too much paperwork. It is entirely too much headache, whatever. I do not own this cab. You do not own this cab. So then I shift from that idea and I say, okay, well, let's go to the owner. What does it take to own a cab? Simple question. So then this is where the interesting answer come in. So I'm in Miami right now. The guy says, well, you don't want to buy the number. You have to buy this number. You don't want to buy it because the number costs $200,000. But then he went on and said, but you can rent the number. And I was like, okay, well, first of all, how much is it to rent a cab? How much do you have to pay a day? Say $90 a day. So I did the quick math. I said $90 a day. The cab has to keep going for 7 days a week. That's $2,700. So I said, how much is it to rent the number? He said, oh, that's very expensive. $400 a week. So then I did the math. $400 a week. Okay. So once you pay your cut, you pay for the math. Pay for the number as the owner of the cab. You're left with $1,100 a month. And then he was like, then you have maintenance, you have all this other kind of stuff, you know, blah, 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 blah. I started doing the math. I was like, well, hold on. A lot of you guys, a lot of people think maintenance is just the most expensive thing ever. Nah. Every time you take a vehicle into the car, so-called mechanic, he's not hitting you with a bill of $1,100. Usually the bill is something like this. It goes, well, Mr. Muhammad, we checked your vehicle out and we seen that you have a belt loose. Okay, how much is it? That'll be $56. Mr. Muhammad, we checked your car and we found out that you have a, I don't know, I don't know much about cars, but something else loose. How much is that? Oh, that'll be $300. Now let me show you how, I'll give you just a quick example of a taxi cab. Now let's just say you're the guy who has paid cash money for the vehicle. Just buy one at a time, but with a vision. So you pay cash money for the vehicle, you rent the number that he's talking about, and let's say you put 4 cars on the road. That's, let me just do the quick math here. Pretty much that's $4,400 a month that you've generated from yourself, a passive income, while you just sitting, you've been watching the playoffs. You've been watching this. Meanwhile, this guy is driving your investment, and he's bringing you $4,400 a month. And you paid your bills. $4,400 a month you've created by just saving money or working your butt off and paying cash money for vehicles. Meanwhile, he's not going to get into your business because he thinks, oh, it's too expensive for maintenance. And whatever. If it was too expensive for maintenance, why do you have so many owners of these cabs? But see, this is the thinking we have as Americans. We're employees. That's what we are. Employees with no mind. I'll give you another example. I was at a state fair one time, and this lady was working behind a candy apple stand. Candy apples and lemonade. And I was like, I watched her for about 5 minutes. I said, in 5 minutes, this chick has made probably about close to $100. No, I take that back. I'm sorry, it wasn't $100. She's made close to about, it was about 50, 60 bucks. $40 off, okay. So then I asked her a question. How long have you been working at this stand? She said, I've been here for 10 years. What I do is I take 2 weeks off. I don't take vacation. I take 2 weeks off every year just to come here and do the fair. Because I like to be around the fair people and things of that nature. So then I asked her, I said, hey, do you own this? She said, no. I work for this lady. I worked for her for 10 years. 10 years. Does this stand make a lot of money? Now look at the questions I'm asking her. I'm trying to get this, the thought process going. Does this stand make a lot of money? Oh, God, this stand makes a lot of money. Why won't you open a stand for yourself? Oh, my God. All the paperwork, all the things you got to do, business is too much trouble. I can't think like that. That's too much. No, that's too much red tape. I'd rather just stick to my job. So let's review that. Paperwork. Now, the last time I checked, to get a business license, it's one sheet. You can fill it out in like 10 minutes. Then you have to pay your taxes each month. Once a month. What else you got to do? At the end of the year, if you have any gains, you got to pay taxes on them. 3 things. I was cut off just now, but I will say, but that lady has made all the money for you. She's became your money-making machine because she doesn't want to take vacation. She thinks only like the employee, straightforward, because employees are not allowed to think. They're only allowed to go straight here. We don't think about this other stuff right here because it's too much red tape, too much problems, too many things going on. You can't handle it. You can't handle 10 minutes of paperwork. Too much time. You guys kind of see where I'm going? There's many, many, many ideas out there. And a lot of you guys head on. We're trained to think a certain way. We're trained not to think. I remember when I did work a job. I would think about things, but I never would execute because, it was too risky. But now that I have to make a living thinking, pretty much what I think about, I try to execute because that's how I make my living. So, let me hear your questions, your comments, and until next time, guys, signing off.